You idiots. You guys thought it was gonna be Thunder in 5. Not me though. You know what I'm saying? I actually thought it was gonna be like a 6-7 game series, you know what I'm saying?
Yesterday.
My official prediction is Thunder in 5. It sucks. Indiana has had an amazing season, and I want 7 games. I want 6-7 games. Do I think we're gonna get 6-7 games? I don't know.
I'm pretty intelligent if I do say so myself, you know what I'm saying? But consensus around the league was Thunder in 5, and well, let's just say 95% of people are wrong. Not me. I'm in the 5% that, you know, thinks this was gonna be a long series. You know what I'm saying? These finals have been absolutely fantastic. Once again, the people who said these finals were boring are currently missing, nowhere to be found. And guess what? We don't need to find them. We don't need to find them. Forget them. Forget them. These finals have been impeccable, and we're gonna get into that. Welcome back to the MC show. It's your boy, Mock. We are back. Game 3 was yesterday. Indiana wins 116-107. A very, very fun game to watch. We're going to break that all down. But before we do that, of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends, family, whoever. We are up to 42 subscribers. We could keep getting up to 50, 75, 100. That's the goal. That's the plan. So, but I greatly appreciate all the love and support I've been getting. We're just going to get straight into this game. Indiana wins by 9. Where we have to start, I have to say, the bench. Indiana's bench was phenomenal this game. Got to start off with the guy who actually led Indiana in scoring, Benedict Mathurin. 27 points, 9 of 12 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Went to the free throw line 8 times, hit 7 of them. Was actually the highest plus minus on the team, if I remember correctly. I believe he was a plus 16 for the game. And I know, yeah, he was a plus 16. And I know plus minus isn't like something that is just, you know, you take at face value sometimes. But when you're when you're plus 16 in 22 minutes and you're the leading scorer, it means something. It really, really means something. He was aggressive, decisive. He hit shots from 3, mid-range, was getting to the basket relentlessly. Like, nobody in OKC could really stop him or slow him down. He scored in a variety of ways, as I've said. There was a play where Oklahoma City had turned the ball over. Obi Toppin was on a fast break. Benedict Mathurin smartly cut to the basket and got an and one. Like, plays like that, like, he was just making all night. Like, he looked like he had complete control of the game. He was aggressive, but he didn't force shots. Like, there's a difference, of course. He wasn't too aggressive. He took the shots that he can normally make. This guy wasn't even in the playing for them last season. He tore his labrum, was not a part of their playoff run, but you see why he's important to their team. You see why he was their 3rd leading scorer throughout the regular season. There was a stretch during the season where the Indiana Pacers did not have did not have Aaron Nesmith and Andrew Nembhard, and he started a lot of games, and he was good. Like, he was good as a starter. But the bench role, the ignitability off the bench is always there, and I'm not surprised that he had this kind of game. I knew this kind of game was in him, and he delivered last night for the Indiana Pacers. Then you got TJ McConnell. Is it crazy to say that TJ McConnell had one of the best, like, games, two-way games I've probably seen from a backup point guard in my life? I know how that sounds. But this guy had 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals. in how many minutes? 15 minutes. This guy was an absolute menace on the court for 15 minutes. He had 2 inbound steals. He had one where he knocked the ball off of Oklahoma City in the first half. In the second half, Alex Caruso was trying to inbound the ball to Shea. He just jumps up, grabs it in midair, and scores a layup. Like, this guy is incredible. He's like an annoying little pest. He's 6 foot. He's like a smaller guy. He gets into the mid range. He hits these random mid range pull up shots. Is this guy like the greatest 6 foot mid range shooter like ever? I'm starting to believe it. I'm starting to believe it. He was incredible. Like, he changed the game for the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers, for me, watching that game, I saw the second quarter where McConnell got a ton of his minutes. He came in towards the end of the first, but in the second, as a team, he led the charge for them to take the lead. But their defense was way better in the second quarter, and it was led by McConnell and Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin was even good off the bench as well. 8 points, 6 rebounds, had 2 blocks. Obi Toppin isn't like a great defender. He's not quick laterally, side to side. But I thought he gave them really good high energy minutes. He was another guy on the Pacers bench that was a plus. They were absolutely incredible off the bench. All 3 of them. Talked all about the Indiana Pacers without even mentioning Halliburton. 22 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. One rebound away from a triple-double. 3 stocks, steals plus blocks. Siakam, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3 stocks as well. He was 8 of 14 from the field. Siakam got them started. He scored their first 6 points. Last video, you guys need to watch my videos. Last video, I had mentioned that in Game 2, Indiana didn't do enough to get Siakam involved. If Pascal Siakam is going to be guarded by Shea is a good defender. He's really, really good. But you have to be able to attack that matchup. You have to be able to trust Siakam to be able to get into the paint, get into the mid-range, shoot that fadeaway over his right shoulder and be able to hit that. And the first 6 points that Indiana scored were all by him, and a couple of them were on Shea. Like, he had to be able to attack that matchup. The Indiana Pacers had to do a better job of getting him involved, especially getting him involved early, and they did that. And he got them started off. He got them in rhythm or very early on in the game. Even though Indiana had, I want to say, 9 turnovers in the first quarter, or seven or 9, one of those 2 in the first quarter. They were still poised. They were still running off of their makes, off of OKC's makes. They were running off misses. The pace was a lot better in Game 3 than it was in Game 2. They had, I want to say, 17 fast break points. In a series where fast break points have been really, really hard to come by because both these teams are fantastic transition defenses. Indiana, they were able to force more misses, so they were able to get out on the break a lot more. Nembhard, Turner. Speaking of their Indiana's defense, like, Nembhard defense on Shea was phenomenal. He's been really, really like in Shea's grill, being able to defend him without fouling. Turner had 5 blocks. Well, 6, because he had a goaltending this one time, but he had 5 blocks. Still, there was like a play, I remember in the third quarter, OKC comes out, 8-0 run to start the third quarter. I remember J-Dub had gotten him on a switch and just drove past him, like, easily. Drove past him so easily to get a bucket. So there's always times, like, if you watch the Knicks series, you know that, like, he can get drove by from the perimeter. But if he's around the basket and he's guarding any of the bigs, like, he's able to really affect the shot. He blocked Chet at the rim one time. He blocked Chet on a 3 in the fourth quarter. Like, he was phenomenal, man. And he's leading the playoffs in blocks, and he's been good defensively all playoffs. But like this was like one of his best defensive performances in the entire playoffs. He was phenomenal. I'm very glad to see that they got Siakam involved. As I said, I'm happy that Halliburton was way more aggressive to look for his shot. He got to the floater range. He hit a couple floaters. He hit a mid range shot. He got better threes off. Shout out to Miles Turner. Miles Turner, I thought, screened very well. Cason Wallace and Lou Dort are not easy guys to screen because they fight over every single screen. But I thought a lot of Halliburton's threes, he was 4 of 8 from 3. He really, Turner really screened well for him, and he was able to get like these simple step backs, these open threes that he's able to hit. Even like if he's like 3, 4, 5 feet from behind the 3-point line, he was able to hit those. I'm very glad, like 20 points, 10 assists. I said last game he had to have a game like that. I know I'm not the only one. They were 8-1 before this game when he scores 20. They're 9-1 now because when he's aggressive, this team just looks completely different. Shout out to Halliburton and Siakam. They really led their team. Or really, actually, shout out to Mathurin and McConnell. They really led the team. I want to give credit to them. And quickly, Indiana's defense was fantastic all night. They forced 19 total turnovers. OKC are not a team that turns the ball over too much, but Indiana was being as disruptive as you possibly can be on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And again, it started in the second quarter. I think they really put their defensive imprint on the game starting in the second quarter. The defense on Shea was good. I thought their fourth quarter defense was amazing. They outscored Oklahoma City 32-18. That's extremely big. That's 2 games now where the Indiana Pacers have outplayed the Oklahoma City Thunder in the fourth quarter. If I'm an OKC fan, that might be a little bit of of worrisome. That in 2 of the 3 games you've been thoroughly outplayed in the last quarter. OKC has to do a better job of that, but you have to give Indiana their credit. A lot of people have been counting them out. Not me though, of course. But they're up 2-1 now with the ability to go up 3-1 tomorrow. What a phenomenal game. And then moving on to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City game 4 win. A big part of that was the fact that their bench was phenomenal. Aaron Wiggins, Alex Caruso, phenomenal. Their bench had 18 points in total. Mathurin had 27 points by himself. Their bench was a non-factor. The turnovers were really, really bad. A lot of them were live ball turnovers. Okay, the Indiana Pacers had 13 steals, 11 blocks. Like 13 steals is unacceptable. That's what they did to the Indiana Pacers in the first game. They had 14 steals. When Indiana had 25 turnover game, they just could not keep the ball. If they cut those turnovers in half, this game would probably be different. Shea, 9 for 20 from the field. I wouldn't say Shea was bad because, again, I give credit to Nembhard and everybody else. Whenever Shea is going to the basket, they are like, we're not letting Shea get easy baskets at the rim. If he wants to shoot threes, shoot threes. If he wants to shoot tough pull-up shots, then hit tough pull-up shots. But we're not going to let him get to the paint easy. And they were able to do that. They were able to force him to shoot a lot of mid-range shots. Some of them he could make. He's a tough shot maker. They were able to just make it tough on him. He's hard to stop, but if you can make it tough on him, you're doing a fine job. And on top of that, being able to defend him without allowing him to dominate at the free throw line. He has 6 free throws attempts. 5 or 6 from the free throw line. That's big. Now, Chet, I would say, didn't have a bad game. He had 20 points. He was 6 of 15 from the field. A lot of those misses came from 3. He was 0 of 6 from 3. 8 of 9 from the free throw line. You take away those threes, he was 6 of 9 from the field. So not a bad game. But if you're going to take 6 threes, you got to be able to hit some. I think that's my biggest thing. There were a couple times, though, like Miles Turner, again, 5 blocks where he couldn't score over Miles Turner. So that has to be something that he has to change. He has to be able to attack Miles Turner in closeouts better. J-Dub, a good game from him as well. 26 points, 9 of 18 from the field, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. I thought he was aggressive. I thought he was aggressive and looking for a shot very early on in the game. When the Oklahoma City Thunder had that 8-0 run to start the third, he hit a couple mid-range shots going to his left. He's always going to his left. If you're Aaron Nesmith, you gotta be able to make him go right. Even though he's a right-handed player, he loves to go left. Make him go left. Make him go right. Don't make him go left. He's very comfortable doing that. It's just the turnovers. He had 4. Shea had 6. That's 10 between your 2 best players. And then they missed a lot of twos. They didn't shoot well from the mid-range. They didn't shoot well from the non-restricted area. This was a tough offensive game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Even their free throws, like, they were missing free throws at the end of the fourth quarter. 23 of 30, that's 7 points right there. There were a couple plays where the Oklahoma City Thunder ran some nice out of timeout plays where Chet got a back screen from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and was able to get a dunk. There were plays where Alex Caruso, who's been pretty good this series, not pretty good, he's been phenomenal this series, but he cuts to the basket. Halliburton was not looking at him. Caruso passes the ball to a cutting, I want to say it was J-Dub, got a foul. Like, there's a lot more areas where they can do that. They tried to attack Halliburton a lot, and to Halliburton's credit, he did a phenomenal job of just defending, staying in front of his guy. Whether it was Case and Wallace, whether it was J-Dub, whether it was Shea, they were attacking him in pick and rolls in isolation, and he did a wonderful job. You gotta shout out Tyrese Halliburton for locking down defensively. If you see your best player taking the challenge defensively like that, then it rubs off on the rest of the team. The biggest thing for Oklahoma City for Game 4 tomorrow is they can't give up 19 turnovers to this team. Indiana had 17 fast break points, as I've said, but they also allowed the Indiana Pacers to score 21 points off their turnover. That's what, between the fast break points, 17, between the points off turnovers, 21, that's 38 points. For a team that's good at defending in transition as the Oklahoma City Thunder are, like, it wasn't there. It was not there. They got to have better transition defense. They can't turn the ball over the way they did. A lot of live ball turnovers. They got to be able to hit some of those 2-point shots. Some of them are tough. It's not easy. They're swarming the paint a lot. The Indiana Pacers are. But they got to be able to hit those. Shade's got to be more like Game 2 where he takes better shots. There were even times where he would try to force some fouls and just throw up these wild shots. And I'm just like, you're hurting your team. Sometimes you're not going to get those calls. And in this game, he wasn't getting those calls. But there were times where he would force it and it would be a miss. And then it would be a run out for Indiana. And good things kept happening when Indiana kept pushing the pace. They got to do a better job with that. If you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, please let me know in the comment section. Are you panicked? Do you think, how confident are you in Game 4? If they lose Game 4, do you think you can come back down from 3-1 with 2 of the games being at home? Game 5 and Game 7. Let me know down below in the comment section. This is a great win for Indiana. They're up 2-1 now. Game 4 is tomorrow. We'll have a recap for you then. But please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any and all help would be greatly appreciated. Send this video out to your friends and your families. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.